UCentral, Oklahoma. This is UCentral News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm CJ Craig.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
And happening right now, a mass suspect shooter is at large in Maine. An urgent and extensive manhunt is underway for the suspect, who authorities say opened fire in 2 locations, killing at least 18 people and injuring more than a dozen. CNN's Mike Valerio has more details.
I suggest that you go. We have an active shooter, and we're not sure where he's at.
A tight-knit community on edge, a shelter-in-place ordered in multiple towns in Maine as heavily armed officers search for what they say is an armed and dangerous killer.
There is now arrest warrants for murder for this particular individual, Mr. Card. So he is viewed as a suspect, and there is a full court press by all of our partners to bring him into custody.
Police advise that Maine people should not approach him under any circumstances.
Chilling surveillance images released show the moments the mass shooting suspect's deadly rampage began. First at a local bowling alley hosting a youth night for a kids' bowling league, and then traveling about 4 miles to the second scene at a restaurant.
Place to go have a good time and have fun. And then we get somebody that's crazy like that walk in and do what they did, you know.
I never thought I'd grow up and get a bullet in my leg. Like, why do people do this?
According to law enforcement, the suspect, 40-year-old Rob Card, is a military-trained arms instructor who suffers from several mental health issues, including hearing voices, and made threats to shoot up a National Guard base. He'd been committed to a mental health facility over the summer.
Nerves are rattled right now.
U.S. District Judge Steve Jones has ruled that Georgia must redraw its state and congressional maps before December 8th due to previous maps violating the Voting Rights Act. In the 516-page order, Judge Jones ruled that state legislators improperly diluted the voting power of black voters in the 2020 census. The redrawing of the maps could result in Democrats gaining an additional House seat.
At least 27 people are dead in Acapulco and 4 others are missing after Hurricane Otis picked up force extremely quickly and slammed into Mexico's Pacific coast. In just 12 hours, it went from a tropical storm to an extremely dangerous Category 5 hurricane, one of the most powerful to ever hit that area.
Today, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has arranged to send weapons to Israel. DeSantis has ordered cargo planes that sent with healthcare supplies, an unspecified amount of weapons and ammunition, as well as drones, body armor, and helmets to help Israel in their fight against Hamas. The governor's office said they acted at the request of Israel's Consul General Maor Elbaz Starinsky. However, Starinsky said the only thing that he dealt with was sending medical supplies.
And you know, Shanice, the past couple of days here around campus, it's been really cloudy, really rainy, really gloomy, but it's looking like we're going to get some colder weather coming up later this week.
I really hope so, because I'm a big fan of the cold weather.
Well, let's find out what the weather's going to be with Jules. Jules, what's it looking like?
Thank you, Shanice and CJ. So right now we're sitting at sunny 83 degrees right now. Our winds are picking up south 18 miles with the gusts of reaching up to 31 miles per hour. Our humidity is 46% and it's feeling just like it is 83. So we are feeling that really good, amazing fall weather, really. Later tonight, our low is going to be 57 with clear skies, but we do have those chances of rain later tonight. Our winds are going to slow down a little bit, just south 14 with those gusts 21 miles per hour. So we are feeling those gusts of wind still. Humidity same 46%, and those rains 20% chance of rains. So if you're going anywhere tonight, work, coming home from work, watch out for those rains. We definitely might see those showers going out through the week, but I will keep you updated and have your 7-day forecast later in the show. Right now, that's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Jules. And on Friday, October 27th, the College of Liberal Arts is hosting Samuel Merchant at 10 a.m. to discuss the Constitution and the abortion debate. Merchant is a UCO philosophy alum and currently teaches constitutional law and advanced criminal procedure courses at the University of Oklahoma's College of Law. This event is free and it's open to the public.
UCO's musical theater is presenting R.L. Stine's Goosebumps, Phantom of the Auditorium on Friday the 27th at 7:30 p.m. The musical is based on the classical R.L. Stine series and will be held at the UCO Jazz Lab. You can purchase tickets online by visiting UCO's musical theater page.
Well, we were talking about cold weather maybe coming back, but we don't know when it's going to be, so we're going to toss it over to Jules Black later after the break to give us our 7-day forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
Welcome back and happy Wednesday UCO or Thursday UCO family. I'm here to bring you your 7-day forecast right now. Like I said earlier, 83 degrees today. Going into tomorrow, we're actually cooling down quite a bit. Our high for tomorrow is 62 with that 10% chance of rain. Later that night, it's going to be 46 as our low. Going to Saturday and Sunday, we both have an 80% chance of rain, and we're going to definitely see those thunderstorms, or a chance of those thunderstorms. We're going to see those this weekend, a high of 53 on Saturday and a low of 38. And then we're going to drop really down to the 30s on Sunday. We're actually might hit those freezing temperatures later that night as well, with a low of 31. And moving on into next week, Monday, we have a low of 45, or high of 45, actually, that's our high. Our low is going to be 28, which is really low. Tuesday, it's going to be 47 degrees with a low of 26. And Wednesday, 52. Both of those, we have chances, no chances of rain, but we are going to see some sun out there. And I don't know if you guys have seen a beautiful evening yesterday and probably later today, but we've seen a lot of beautiful skies lately. And just look at that. We have these pictures from our UCentral cast and crew, and just look at those beautiful rainbows. We see those rainbows and those beautiful colors in the sky. Oh, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? That's really all I have for you right now for your forecast. Later in the show, I'll give you one last look, but back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jules. And those rainbows were beautiful. I mean, it looks like it came straight out of a film.
Yes, I'm surprised that's Oklahoma, to be honest.
That is very surprising to be Oklahoma, but we get some wild weather all the time, so who knows?
Coming up, a major chef opens up a new restaurant in OKC. Where is it and who's running it?
Perla Tovar has your social media update coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole. You got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Sorry guys for the technical difficulties. My name is Perla Tovar and we're going to be diving into the world of social media. It is officially Halloween weekend and I am so excited to see everyone's costumes. The top 3 most searched costume ideas in the US for 2023 is Barbie, Spider-Man, and Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family. With these 3 movies being such a hit this year, it is almost guaranteed that you're going to see someone in one of these 3 costumes, as they can be pretty easily recreated. If you want to be a part of this year's trend, Amazon Prime has a 2-day shipping option that you can look into. And I would make sure that you would place your order no later than today to guarantee that your costume comes in before Halloween. And a Paris museum was called out for lack of realism and whitewashing the wax figure of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Johnson posted on Instagram earlier this week that he was going to reach out to the Grevin Museum in Paris, France, so they could work on updating his wax figure with some important details and improvements, starting with his skin color. Many people all across social media platforms are criticizing the original figure. The museum agreed to fix and remove the wax figure for 24 hours as they worked on it all night to fix his skin complexion and other details. The museum hopes to avoid any future mistakes made with any other celebrity. And the Ramsey's Kitchen is now open in Chisholm Creek on Memorial Road at one of Oklahoma City's popular entertainment centers. Ramsey's Kitchen will be open 7 days a week and will offer a casual, refined dining experience inspired by Chef Gordon's global travels. This is one of 4 restaurants that is opened in the state so far, which is super exciting news as we continue to see Oklahoma City grow. That is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Perla. And you know, Gordon Ramsay coming to Oklahoma City, that's not a combination I would have thought of.
It's really not. I'm definitely surprised.
But I am very excited to kind of see what the world of fine dining has to offer right here close to home.
Coming up in sports, it's a busy weekend for UCO with many of them hitting the road.
Also, a look at last night's Thunder matchup. Mark Lowe is next up with sports.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Mark Lowe, and this is your Thursday Sports Report. UCO is home to many great sports, including some you might not think would be in Oklahoma. Not only do we have them, we're really good at them. Take, for example, the UCO rowing team, who are halfway through their fall scrimmages and have another one coming up this Saturday. The Chos head up to the Verdigris River near Claremore to take on the University of Tulsa and Oklahoma in a scrimmage. The Broncos had a phenomenal season in the spring and wound up finishing runner-up in the national championship tournament. This season, they look to take the next stroke to bring home a national title. Over to the soccer field, our women's soccer team is set to play their last 2 games of the regular season this weekend before they hit the postseason. The Lady Chos are currently on a 3-loss streak and look to get things turned around against Rogers State tomorrow night right here in Edmond. The 4-6-6 Broncos take on the 6-8-2 Rogers State Hillcats just over 1 month since their last meeting, where the Broncos won 3-0 in Claremore. The Lady Chos' last matchup of the season comes in the form of the 13-1 Newman Jets. This is the second meeting of the teams this season, and in the last meeting, the Lady Broncos grounded the Jets 5-0. It's safe to say we can expect these games to be wins for the Broncos, but hey, this is college athletics and anything can happen. Now on to the hard court. The 17th ranked Lady Bronco volleyball team's road trip continues today. The Lady Chos are in Joplin, Missouri tomorrow actually to take on the 12-11 Missouri Southern Lions. The last time the Lady Broncos faced the Lions, they won 3-1 and started in their current win streak, or ended their current win streak of 8. Lady Broncos won't have much rest after the game as they hit the road the next day to Warrensburg, Missouri to face off against the Central Missouri Jennies. The Jennies are 15-7 and gave the Lady Broncos their most recent loss. It's safe to say there's some unfinished business for the Broncos headed into this weekend's matchup. Over to the gridiron, the football team is on a 2-game win streak and are on the road to Fort Hays State to face off against the Tigers. The Broncos are sitting at an even 500 with a 4-4 record going into the Tigers' den. Fort Hays, on the other hand, have been dominant in the MIAA with a record of 6-2 and a win streak of 4 coming into the matchup, which is a huge turnaround from their 3-8 season last year. The Broncos defeated the Tigers by 2 possessions in their last meeting and look to add another win to their streak in hopes of making it to the playoffs. They will be back home next week for their last home game against Washburn for Senior Day and Military Appreciation Day. The softball team is rolling through their preseason competition and the journey continues tomorrow. The Lady Cho's next scrimmage is a doubleheader against Rose State at the Jerry Pinkson Stadium right here in Edmond. The Lady Cho's look to keep dominating in the spring after a big season last year where they went 54-9 and made it all the way to the NCAA National Championship Finals and were narrowly beat out in Game 4. With some new additions to the team, the Lady Cho's will be a force to be reckoned with once spring ball comes around. And we're entering the last weekend of the year before basketball season kicks off here at UCO, and the Broncos are headed into the season with a top 10 ranking. The Broncos are sitting at number 9 in the NCAA division, 2 preseason power rankings, and the Broncos' rival in the conference, Northwest Missouri, they're sitting atop the rankings at number 1. UCO is bringing back lots of their starters from last year, and with some new additions to the team, look to make a deep playoff run this year in search of the Natty. Their season tips off next Saturday in Lakeland, Florida against Mercyhurst in the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame Classic. Good luck and roll Chos. And finally today, the Oklahoma City Thunder couldn't have asked for a better start to the season than last night. Led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, OKC went into Chicago and took the victory from the Bulls with a final score of 124-104. The game was back and forth throughout the first half until SGA led a huge run in the third quarter, scoring 19 out of the Thunder's 30 points. Chicago had no answer for the OKC offense in the second half. SGA finished with a game-high 31 points and 10 assists. Josh Giddey tacked on 16 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds, while Rookie of the Year runner-up Jalen Williams also rattled in 16 points. And Chet Holmgren's long-awaited NBA debut, he finished with 11 points. OKC will be on the road again tomorrow night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, CJ, Shanice, we've talked about this a little bit. Game 1 looked really, really good for the Thunder. How do you guys think that they're going to hold up this season?
You know, I think they're going to do really well this season. Last season, a lot of people didn't have a lot of expectations of them going into the season, but I feel like this year is different. You got Chet, you got Case and Wallace, who is making a big splash off the bench. I feel like we have a very good chance to maybe go even 60 wins this season.
Well, the only time I watch the Thunder is whenever Shai is on court because I have a huge crush on him, so that's the only time I'm paying attention to basketball.
I mean, that's a very good reason, a very valid reason right there.
Coming up, what one organization on campus is doing to spread some Halloween cheer.
Plus, Jules Black has our last look at weather coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, Broncos. Want to de-stress and get into a mental health mindset? Stretching may be the answer. UCentral's Kelly Clayton has more details.
Along with routine exercise and nutritional eating habits, stretching is an important staple in lifelong health. Caught somewhere in the spectrum between yoga and physical therapy, assisted stretching is a somewhat new and fast-growing industry.
Assisted stretching promotes a healthier lifestyle. It increases your range of motion and you have a better quality of life. Getting in and out of the car, walking up the stairs, any sort of physical activity that you do.
While traditional exercises increase muscle health and help reduce stress, supplementing assisted stretching to your routine can help enhance athletic performance, reduce recovery time, and reduce the risk of injury, all while helping with posture and improving your quality of movement.
It is not painful at all. Most people feel like it compares to a massage.
Communication is key to make sure you're getting the proper stretch.
During your stretch, we use a technique called PNF. So we get you to a stretch and relax and contract. So out of 10, you feel like a 7, and then you use your muscle, you push back into us, and then as you relax, you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch. And with that, some people feel like they work really hard, so you could be a little bit sore afterwards.
Stretching is done manually as well as using special equipment, all custom made to fit individual goals. You'll talk with your flexologist before your first session to find out where you are physically. The program also offers state-of-the-art tools to assess your flexibility. Introductory stretches start at around $30 for a 25-minute session, and from there packages vary based on your personal needs to achieve an active life.
Festival November 11th. This event will showcase students' cultures through food and performances. The festival will be located at the Edmond Farmers Market, where there will be free food with free admission. The festival will last from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This event is looking for volunteers. You will help set up, clean up, and help with event activities. All volunteers will get a free t-shirt. For more information, contact Purana Madhira, ISC Vice President.
Well, we were talking about it earlier, but it's going to start to get colder, but can we expect that tomorrow?
I really hope so.
We're going to toss it over to Jules for our last look at weather. Jules, what's it going to look like tomorrow?
Thanks, CJ and Shanice. Yeah, tomorrow's forecast, we were looking in the morning a bit cloudy, 66 for our high tomorrow. Noon, where it's going to be 55. It's actually going to get cooler throughout the day, which is crazy. 7 p.m., it's going to be 52. Again, those windy and cloudy skies, we'll see a lot of those. That is all really I have for you for weather. Stay tuned next week, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jules. Broncothon is hosting a trunk-or-treat car show to raise money for children of Oklahoma's Cancer Initiative. It will be held at North University Drive on the 29th, starting at 11 a.m. and lasting until 2 p.m. Awards will be presented at 2 p.m. and costumes are highly recommended. You can buy tickets at Broncothon's Instagram page or Facebook page. And you know, Shanice, I wasn't really planning on dressing up for Halloween, but I know a lot of people who are. Are you going to be dressing up for anything?
I am. I'm going to be Soulja Boy this Halloween.
Soulja Boy.
Yes.
So that's an iconic costume right there.
Yes, it is. I'm so excited. It's going to be so funny.
You know, I'm not really a big costume guy, but I really do enjoy the kind of festivity that Halloween brings along with it. And just being able to dress up and go out and be another person for a night. It's a really nice thing, and I think it's really important. But unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us here at UCentral. I'm CJ Craig.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Have a great weekend.